Welcome back to the ninth episode of Steelheads tonight. Uh, Trade deadline edition. The trade deadline has passed, and the Steelheads have been very, very busy over the last few weeks in the trade market. Um, Trading away the likes of Gabe Sherratt, Mason Zabeski, Jakob Bibiger, Parker von Richter, um, Josh Anderson, amongst others. Jason. Um, but yeah, so the Steelheads are in rebuild mode now. Came a year earlier than expected, obviously, because of the
Very, very
NCAA.
unfortunate, that's for sure. Obviously, we thought we would be, I wouldn't say a top team this year, but I would definitely think like if things folded the way it was expected to before this whole,
Accessibility shortcuts.
especially after like with the new NCAA rules and stuff like that, I feel like the Steelers kind of got were one of the teams that got kind of screwed in that because we did have some top players, obviously, and obviously like you can only control what you can control, but obviously it is sad that the rebuild came a year early, but you just gotta go with it.
Yeah, and with the Gabe Sherratt trade, that came a day after their loss in Niagara a couple of weeks ago. They got back four draft picks and the right to Adam Anatili, who
The guy
refused
who
to
refused to play.
to Kitchener. Um, but then we had two big trades this week to start the week when Parker von Richter was shipped, and then moments later, so was Captain Mason Zabeski to Barrie as well.
Yeah, like obviously those guys both were steelheads for their entire junior careers up to that point, and obviously we kind of both hoped, even though we probably knew it was very unlikely with how the situation of the team was, like which place we were in, even though it seemed unlikely, it would be nice to have them both play their entire OHL career with the steelheads, but obviously not the situations that the team is in. Obviously, it's a move that James Richmond felt like he had to do.
Yeah, and like they've made quite a few moves in this deadline period, like even picking up Jackson Williams for a draft pick from Ottawa, then more draft picks in the Parker von Richter, and with the Zabeski trade, more draft picks plus Sam Black. Um,
And obviously JR, he's always been like something I've realized over time is JR find likes to find players that were maybe doubted by their other team, like the team he traded with, and then he somehow finds them. Like he found that with Porter Martone. Like I don't think anyone realized that Porter Martone was going to be that good until he was traded to the Steelheads, and then obviously after his first full season, you're like, okay, this kid can be legit. And obviously, I
and
guess he's kind of hoping that with some of these players he brought in.
oh, for sure, because like let's be real here, the Steelheads are last in the conference in their conference.
I
Um,
thought the Generals were last in the conference, weren't they? They're last in their division.
last in the
Generals,
division, but
yeah.
like let's be real here. The chances of them making the playoffs are very slim, even though they're not too far out of it. They
Tied with Sudbury right now for
the chances are slim because of how much they have given up. Like they
yeah.
also got Mason Roy from Owen Sound for draft picks. Um, and yeah, the Fibbiger deal to Windsor, and they got Carter Hicks and three draft picks back for that trade as well. Um, Fibbiger getting back from World Juniors to find out he's been traded isn't probably what he
It's not
expected, but
unusual. Nothing
it's
unusual.
it's what we were expecting.
Yeah.
Um, because
Not
it
sure if
has
he was
happened.
expecting it, but we were expecting it. It's happened before with other players, like a good example being Shane Wright. He won a gold medal and then he came back to Kingston and found out he was traded to Windsor as well. Like that's a prime example. He captained Team Canada, and then and he next thing he knew, he was not just going back to Kingston, he was going to Windsor.
And for that trade too, the Steelheads received draft picks. So the Steelheads are building up their draft stock for the future, which is nice to see because obviously you can never have too many
Yeah,
players that are drafted for you. Um, But this is Josh Avery's or Fibger first time being traded. But Josh Avery's been traded twice in one
Yeah,
season.
he's gonna be playing for his. I'm not sure if he played with Brantford at all this year, but if he did, he'll be playing for his third team this season. And obviously, I'm not sure. I don't think he's an overager. I think he's an overager next season. So I'm hoping he's probably hoping like, hey, like if I don't get an offer to play elsewhere, I'm hopeful to be back with Guelph and hopefully make a run at the Memorial Cup because they're hosting in 2027.
Yeah, and let's go back quickly to Fibger for a second. He got back with he got back to Brampton, showed all of his former teammates his silver medal, took pictures with them, then found out he was traded. So I mean
Yeah,
that's a I mean not the best way to go, but if it was up to anybody, I'm sure that's how he would have liked it to go because then at least was able to say goodbye to his teammates in a proper manner. And the
I think
last
he was
trade,
maybe like I'm not sure if you remember this, but when Owen Beck and Ethan Del Mastro won a gold medal with Canada at the World Juniors, they had a little ceremony for them. They're both healthy scratches. They had a little ceremony to say congratulations, and then next thing we knew, that's when they're both kind of gone.
yeah, like unfortunately we won't have that with Fibber because he's already been traded. Deadline has passed. But
And
the
we can't
last
control
trade,
when the deadline is and when your next home game is. That's the only thing
yeah,
you can't control when that stuff happens.
yeah. And the last trade the Steelheads made was with Ottawa again, getting Nathan Amidbosky for a lot of draft picks. Um, so Steelheads were busy, made lots of trades this year. Um, they should have a few of them in the lineup tonight for the
Yeah,
for
and
the
I'm, I'm hoping that last guy, what was his name again? Amir Radolf or something?
Nathan
Yeah,
from Ottawa. Yeah, he
yeah,
should be
his
there
brother.
too. He
Yeah,
arrived
his
in
brother. Yeah,
late yesterday and practiced with them, I believe, so he should be playing tonight as well.
I
I'm
hope he plays.
expecting
His brother's on is on North Base. That would be pretty cool.
I'm expecting all the players that were traded for this week to be playing tonight because, like, sure, you gotta learn a whole new system, but for the player, hockey's hockey. They want to play.
Yeah,
So,
and obviously, I think a lot of
and,
them are gonna be like,
and that's the easiest thing for a player that's getting traded to do,
yeah.
right? I just want to play. Just let me play.
And I think the
I'll
big
get
thing
the
for
system eventually. I want to play.
Yeah, I think the big thing for a lot of them as well is a lot of them weren't given much of a chance in their other teams. And obviously they're probably like, "Ooh, this is a new team. I get to really show what I can do." I think a lot of them are like, hopefully they're not like going to be trying too hard, but like I feel like they're going to come out with an energy like this is a new chance. I want to show this team and these fans what I can do.
Oh, for sure. Well, now that we've got that out of the way, um, we've been
Yeah,
busy with the
trades,
Olympics,
trades. That's what
as everybody knows. Um, so we have a few games to recap over the last couple of weeks. Both games against Niagara, which were both losses 4-3 in Niagara. The goal scorers for the Steelheads then were Zabeski, Arda, and Sherrod. So two players that are no longer with the team scored in that game. Um, that one on the Sunday, the 28th, when we went to St. Catharines, Jason, again, Bowen looked shaky.
yeah,
Um,
like and obviously I know your personal hope was that JR would try to ship him before the overage deadline, which was yesterday at noon. But obviously, I feel like he's an overager. It's like obviously JR has a faith in him that he could maybe have like put together a solid couple months and maybe get the Steelers into the playoffs. But I think it's at the point where it's just like let's just get the season done so we can say bye to this guy. Like
yeah. I mean,
I'm not saying like that's a bad thing, but like Bowen has not been what we hoped he would be.
like when he was with London, he was phenomenal. Mind you, he had a great offense, a great defense, and I'm not 100% sure if he was number one in London. So yeah, like he had the talent in front of him. Then on the Monday when they were back at CAA Center against St. or Niagara again,
He
Zabeski,
won.
Nyman, and Zabeski again. So again, Zabeski carried the team, improved his trade stock, ultimately got traded. Um, but that one was a rough game, if my memory is correct, by looking at the stats here.
It was very competitive. Like they were actually shooting the puck, which you love to see. Like Obviously, you can't do much if you don't get enough shots on net. But that was the game where it's like, okay, you shot the puck a lot, like you got a lot of shots on net. The goalie was just outplayed you, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, Steelheads had 41 shots on that Monday game, and on the Sunday game before that, they had 29 shots. So you can't tell me that. I mean, earlier in the season we criticized them for not shooting the puck enough. Even now we still criticize them not shooting enough, but they're starting to shoot the puck more, which is what we want to
Yeah.
see because nothing bad happens if you shoot the puck on net.
Yeah, you never know what could happen. Like the goalie could just. I was a goalie, and I was just a house league goalie. But there were some shots where I was like, I felt like I was tracking it, but the next thing I know, it's in the back of the net, and I'm like, what the heck just happened?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So let's take a look at the team stats now, looking ahead. Um.
Yeah,
Uh,
we don't have a
we
guy with more than
we
10
lost
goals
all of
right
our
now.
top point scorers. So now we have Winkowski and Midjavoski, who lead the team in points with 8 goals and 14 assists each. Um, then Demiglio has eight.
D'Amiglio, I thought Julian D'Amiglio had 9 goals, isn't he?
No,
Oh
I
wow,
don't.
surprised.
Yeah. So yeah, like your top three guys are Midjavoski, Witkowski, and Demiglio, Julian. Um, 22, 22, and 17 points. So
Okay.
So with the Steelheads now, your main focus is let's get some more guys to step up here because you've lost all your top scoring. So
Yeah,
you
and I
need
feel like now Witkowski's gonna be getting more time on the top line. Is my personal prediction. I guess we'll see the lines what they are tonight. But my prediction for the top line right now would be a Witkowski, Patton, and Arda, just because Arda was starting to skate top line minutes when they traded Sherratt. So obviously, and it's been working. Like he's been looking pretty good. So obviously, the one change would be probably just adding the winger to where Zabeski was.
you need more guys to step up. You need a Justin Bottineau. You need a Manuel Amado. You need guys like that to start stepping up because and Ty Daniels for that matter because you can't rely on just the two guys
Yeah.
at the top of the list being your top
Well,
goal
I think
scorers.
a lot of these guys now definitely more playing time is going to be had because obviously Ty Daniels was a guy who couldn't consistently stay in the lineup. But I think now it's going to be like he's going to be playing way more because JR knows him more than some of the new guys they brought in. But obviously the new guys will probably all be playing. But Ty Daniels might be moving up the ranks a little bit just because JR knows this guy. He's coached him all year. So I feel like Ty Daniels, like I feel like once he gets more playing time, especially, I have high hopes for this kid.
Yeah, hopefully it's something good in the future for him. Now let's take a look at our least favorite spot of the show is looking at the standings. In the East Division, Ottawa has a 2 point lead over Brantford for first. Peterborough is in third, 10 points back of Brantford. Kingston's in fourth, 7 points back of Peterborough, and Oshawa is pretty much out of it. I would say only having 9 wins on the season and 20 points. Um,
Well, yeah, they just traded their top defender. One of their top defenders in Simon Wang. That
yeah.
was like one of their last trades of the deadline just yesterday.
Before we move on to the rest of the standings, let's talk about the big trade that happened with the London Knights and Kitchener Rangers, who we never, ever, ever see trade together because they're such big rivals.
Yeah, that was. I feel like the Rangers with that trade getting Sam O'Reilly, especially. I feel like they're making a case. At first, I thought like, oh, Brantford's gonna run away with this. They're gonna be the OHL champions this year. The Rangers are making a strong
Can't
case
count
now.
Kitchener out of it, man. Kitchener's going to
No,
surprise people.
I think some of our buddies as well are Kitchener Rangers fans, and I'm just like, I'm so excited for them just because the Rangers haven't been the team that they've wanted to be. Like they're a team that used to be a team that would always be competing. They were always in the hunt for that OHL championship. But the last couple of years, they have been anywhere found. It's been London versus Oshawa the last 2 years. But I feel like that could be a big change this year. Now that the Rangers are like, hey, we're dead, we're serious. We want to get back to the glory that we once had, and bringing in a guy like Sam O'Reilly and well, who's the other guy they brought in from London? Because they brought in another guy.
Brought in another guy, but Sam O'Reilly was like the big piece of that trade.
Yeah, and like obviously Kitchener, like the fact that the Hunter brothers pulled the trigger and said, "Okay, that sounds good to us." means
Yeah,
something is up London.
usually the Hunter brothers want to build, not give away. So that was a shock to me when I saw that one. But now we can see with the standings now because I also had to bring that up. In the Central, Barry has an 8 point lead over North Bay. North Bay has a 2 point lead over Niagara, who have improved from the deadline. Um, Sudbury and Brampton are tied for last in the Central, but because Sudbury has the
Less
tiebreaker
games
right
played.
now, and they have the tiebreaker
Oh, they have the tiebreaker as well. Okay, yeah, that makes a big difference.
because they both have played the same amount of games. It's just Sudbury has the better record against us right now. Midwest Division, Kitchener has a 3 point lead over London. Owen Sounds in third, Guelph's in fourth, and Erie is in the bottom of that division. And
Yeah,
then finally, the West Division, Windsor and Flint are tied for points. Windsor has a game in hand, and then it's Sault Ste. Marie, Saginaw, and Sarnia who have struggled this year as well. And if we look at the conferences together, Western Conference, Windsor has the conference in the lead as they have the game in hand over Flint, and they have, um, I guess, the better record against Flint as well because they have Kitchener in second and Flint in third. Oh, I
yeah,
see
like
why. There's games in hand.
games. Yeah, I feel like as well, like going back to like the division with Kitchener and London makes me kind of think there's something behind the scenes that we don't know about in that Sam O'Reilly trade because London's not completely out of the division race. Like
Oh,
they're
and
only
that's what I was
points
talking
back.
to other people that why are they making this trade? Because they're not out of it. They're right in the mix of winning the division here,
Yeah, it's not like they're like 8 or 9 points out of it. They're only three. They just
unless
need a
they just
couple
wanted to
wins.
change things up and see what happens. But
Yeah, that could
who
be as
knows,
well.
right?
But the Rangers
Uh,
are definitely looking like a team that could be like at first, like well, obviously we thought Bulldogs just because they were how they were building up, but right now they're not even top of their division. Like they've been struggling. And obviously you have there's gonna be points in the season where you struggle, but is it a late time to struggle? It could be, but obviously we're just past the trade
I'd
deadline.
say late would be end of the month as the season ends in March.
Yeah. So
So
if there's no
I'd say end of this month. If you start struggling then isn't ideal. Um, but yeah, so Eastern Conference, Ottawa leads by 9 points. There's no surprise there. Ottawa's been very, very good this year. Um,
yeah, they're
Barry,
also making a case to be the representative from the East in the OHL finals.
Barry's been good. Brantford, as we know, has been good. They finally have a lot more than they've lost some games now. They now have 7 losses in regulation. Peterborough has been pretty good this year. North Bay, Niagara, Kingston, and it's Sudbury, Brampton, and Oshawa. So I mean, if the Steelheads want to make a push here, they got to start winning some games now, um, and worry
I
about.
feel like the energy in the locker room will be a little different. Like now that you know, like some of your key players are no
Well, you're
longer here.
right because they're all friends, right? Because
Yeah,
they've been spending every day together since mid-August.
yeah, and obviously these guys, like we've seen, like them post on like their social medias as well. Like back on Canada Day, like we had like players like wishing us a happy, like they made a post a video saying Happy Canada Day, Steelers fans. And we saw four of them. I can't remember who it was, but four. And I saw Eggleton and McGregor Richmond. They were on the golf course with the two other teammates. Like these guys, not only they'll spend time together in the off season when they have free time. Obviously, like they're probably all training together and stuff like that in the off season. So, and you love to see it. Like that's how you know a locker room is bonded when they're spending time outside of the rink together, like on the link, like on the golf course. Like that's awesome.
Hey, let's play a little game now, Jason. Expansion.
Yes, it's been talked about for
Um,
a while. Something that always seems to come up in any league
what
expansion.
where do you think would be a good expansion for the OHL?
In my personal opinion, like I'm not sure if they've tried this before, and obviously I'm not sure with like how close together these two cities are. But I'm surprised they never tried a team in Vaughan. In all honesty, and obviously like with Vaughan, Barry's not too far away, so that's probably why that they haven't been a team there. But I feel like that would be a fun little destination to have. an OHL team.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want a team that's too close together. That's why it's hard with expansion.
Yeah.
Um, because
I don't think
like
they want like location like Guelph and Kitchener, how close they are together.
look when we were kids, Mississauga, Brampton.
Yeah. 10-minute drive away from each
So
other.
you don't want anything like that. Um, maybe another team in the States could come in. Um, like I know we have Flint and Saginaw in Windsor or in the Michigan area. So maybe like a Buffalo,
Yeah, like a New York team maybe.
New York, yeah,
Where do the
maybe.
Bills play? They're in Orchard Park?
Yeah, like maybe like somewhere in the beginning of Buffalo, because then you have Buffalo and you have Erie. So maybe something like that. Maybe add like another American team, have Buffalo, Erie, and then you have Saginaw and Flint.
Yeah,
Because
Saginaw's in Pennsylvania.
I think in the Canadian part of the OHL, we don't need another Canadian team because that's just going to make it a little bit more complicated because it's very, 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 very close
Yeah, I
together.
feel like maybe the only way they do another Canadian team is if they say let's give Toronto another try, which I can't see them doing.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying maybe like a place like Buffalo because then you don't have every team bunched up together.
Mhm.
Um, so now that we've gotten that fun little game out of the way, um, let's talk about the week ahead for the Steelheads. They play Brampton or not Brampton.
Form the North Bay Battalion, formerly the
Brampton plays
Brampton
Brampton
Battalion.
tonight, people. No,
Old Brampton versus New Brampton.
the
Let's put it that way.
Steelheads face the Battalion tonight. Um, and then tomorrow they're in Barrie. So only the two games this weekend, and then they're off till next week. So I'd say it's a must win for both games, but at
I
the end
feel
of
like
the day,
winning one would be a big boost for their confidence. I feel like tonight especially is the perfect night to do that. Your first game with all these new faces. I feel like if you just come out and like win the game, you prove to yourself that hey, we didn't need those other guys to win a hockey game. Like we can do it, kind of thing.
yeah. So if you can go 1-1, I guess that's okay. But obviously, you always want to go 2-0. But 1-1 isn't gonna be.
Hey, with Barry, those are always competitive games, and obviously with Von Richter and Zabeski there now, they kind of know their game. Like
Yeah,
obviously Zabeski and Von Richter know most of the players' games on the Steelheads, but I feel like the Steelheads could be able to shut them down because they're like, okay, we know how Parker and Mason play. Like, let's go to the areas where we know they like to go to be successful.
yeah. At this point of the show, we usually do our Steelheads 3 stars of the weekend, but because of all the trades that have happened, I don't think it's right to do so because I'd probably say that the majority of our 3 stars would have been traded. So we'll leave that
How about
for.
this? How about this? I'm gonna say this: the player of the road trip was Lucas Demiglio, scoring 2 goals, and obviously he wasn't traded, so that's why I'm gonna say it. He was the player of the week of that state's road trip. He showed what he can do, and who knows, he might have a full time contract now because of all the trades. Like obviously that was talked about as well, because obviously with the trades, there's gonna be a couple players that get full time contracts in the O, and I think that Lucas Demiglio made a case for himself, along with a guy like Sean Matthew Goyette, who could have been offered a full time contract.
Well, as of right now, nothing has been confirmed.
And
Um,
obviously the leadership group, we don't know what's happening there.
that's that's the final topic I want to go before we head out for the day. Leadership group, because we lost our whole leadership team. We lost our
Yeah.
captain and all of our alternate captains. Um,
And obviously OHL rules dictate you need to name a captain at some point.
yes, so let's go with captain first.
Very
Could
hard decision here.
could they do the same thing they did when Del Mastro was traded and have an alternate captain, one for home, one for road? Um,
I
and
could easily see that because
if they do something like that, the two players that come to mind right at the top of my head are McGregor Richmond.
yeah, because he's one of the longest tenured ones right now. along with William Eggleton. I'm not sure if you're thinking Eggleton.
Uh, I wasn't too sure. I was going to go with Witkowski.
That's not a bad choice because, like, at least with Witkowski, we know he's back next season. Richmond, he's 19 years old, so his overage season's next season. But we don't know what the plan is for him if he's gonna get like an offer somewhere else to play and if he's gonna take that or not. But obviously, right now, like a co-captain situation might be the best case scenario for the Steelheads.
And if they go with just a straight captain, like without the co-captain, I would say McGregor still. Um, and then with
I feel like Troy Patton at some point could be named a captain, but I don't think that time is
I'm
now.
gonna go with McGregor for co-captain and or just regular captain. And then for alternate captains,
I feel like if
I
we're
have
building towards the future, like I feel like in my opinion,
well,
Witkowski's on that list. Obviously, he has to be on that
yes,
list of.
I also have a guy like Reed Gee on that list.
Well, yeah, obviously. Like I know he's not like the biggest contributor, but he does his job. Like we know what his job is. His job is to be a shutdown defenseman. And obviously, if you're just
Because he's
going
still
based
playing.
off guys who've been here the longest, Reed Gee's on that list.
And that's what I mean. Like he fits his role. So
Yeah.
that's why I think he's an assistant. I don't think he's going to be captain by any means, but I
Named an
think
assistant. This is a good question for you. If he becomes an assistant, what are you gonna do with your Reed Gee jersey? Are you gonna add like a put some tape on there, like a tape A on there?
might go to Team Town and get a A and get it stitched on. But but we'll see what happens. But yeah, like if it's co-captains, I can see Witkowski and Richmond splitting that role, and alternates being
Gee and maybe
uh,
a Eggleton or
Ian
a Patton.
Egerton or Patton. And then if it's a straight captain of McGregor, he is one for an assistant. Then I have
I feel like
Witkowski.
David Green could also possibly be named one, but he hasn't been a steelhead. This is only one
Well,
and only season as a steelhead.
and that's why I'm saying I'd have Reed Gee as assistant. I'd have Eggleton or Witkowski as the other. Maybe Patton because you can name three.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're gonna name a captain just yet. Sometimes the OHL's lenient with that. They'll give you like a deadline. I feel like you need to have a captain named by this day, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean we'll find out if there's one name by tonight. As of right now, I don't see anything.
Hey, everyone, if you're Steelheads fans, pay attention to their Twitter and Instagram because that's where it will be announced first, and obviously an article will follow because the Steelheads are awesome like that. They'll release an article with the full details, and sometimes they'll even release a little bit of like what made the JR come into this decision of these new leaders of the team.
Yeah, so we'll all wait for that announcement because obviously that's going to be happening. I don't know if it's going to be before puck drop tonight, but it could be before puck drop tonight. We don't know. So
I
like
feel
Jason
like at the
said,
very least we're gonna know who the alternates are by puck drop tonight.
well, you got to
There
have
might not be
somebody
a
to
captain
go
named.
talk to the
Yeah,
referee, right?
yeah. There a captain might not be named, but for sure. And if there's no captain named, there's gonna be four guys with A's on their jerseys.
Well, you got to have at least one person that's able to go talk to the referee. So you need somebody with at
Yeah,
least a
you need
letter
someone
on
with an
their
A.
jersey.
You need
Because
someone with an
if you go over to the ref to try and talk to them, you're not going to get an answer unless you have a letter. So, um,
A. Yeah. Unless any of these new players had a letter on their jerseys in their previous teams, I'm not sure if they have, but that's the only way they probably will get away with no letter on their jersey.
yeah, like we've seen it before where like the players that the refs respect, they'll talk to, but not all the time. So
Oh, they're gonna respect you more with the letter on your jersey.
yeah. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned for that. We will repost on our socials once we know what's going on. But
Yeah,
until
follow us on Steelheads tonight if you haven't already.
but until then, enjoy your weekend of Steelheads hockey, and we will see you all next week.